name. Good morning. The meeting of the Board of Regents of Texas Tech University System is now called to order. I want to say good morning to everyone, and thank goodness the clock has stopped.
I love that clock.
Before we begin with our traditional introductions, we have a special presentation from Chancellor Mitchell for the Chancellor's Distinguished Teaching and Research Awards. Chancellor Mitchell, will you please make those remarks and presentations, please, sir?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think many of you know this already, but the Chancellor's Awards are the highest awards that the system offers for faculty members in areas of research excellence and teaching excellence. The Chancellor's Council and those that support the Chancellor's Council are the ones that are responsible for allowing these awards to take place. We have, over the course, since 2001, over the course of the past 20 years, we have given out more than $1.5 million in awards to distinguished faculty at all 5 of our universities. And the Chancellor's Council itself provides more than $200,000 in scholarship awards every year. So this is something that is extremely important. It's one of those things that we have a lot of things, all of us have a lot of things that we do in our jobs that are not a lot of fun. This is one of the things that are most fun because it allows us to recognize amongst ourselves those folks that are doing the work that higher education is all about. Moving forward, the knowledge that we have to add to the scientific base of the things that we do, and teaching the next generation of folks that are going to be the leaders of tomorrow. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to President Haney and let her do the honors.
Thank you, Chancellor Mitchell, and it is such an honor to be a part of this outstanding program recognizing faculty across the entire system each year. And I also congratulate Professor Fulton and Professor Hilton on this incredible recognition. And I'm also grateful for the faculty and staff and students who are and the family and colleagues of Professor Fulton and Hilton who are joining us today for this celebration. And certainly our institution, as those across the system, holds to those 3 pillars of teaching, research, and service. And there are many outstanding scholars and teachers and producers of scholarly and creative works at our institution. And I am so very, very excited to introduce these 2 honorees representing the excellence that we enjoy across our campus. And to do that introduction, it is my pleasure to introduce Provost Marcy Brown Marston, who will tell you about these incredible individuals.
Good morning. Just very quickly before I recognize the 2 recipients from this year, I want to recognize that we have one of our 2 previous award recipients from 2023 here with us today. Dr. John Martinez was a teaching award recipient in 2023. And then Dr. Janice Wickard was our research award recipient in 2023. She's unable to be here today. It's my pleasure to introduce our award recipients, so please hold your applause until I ask the recipients to come forward. Midwestern State University's Distinguished Teaching Award recipient is Candace Fulton. Candace is an assistant professor in the Department of Chemistry in the McCoy College of Science, Mathematics, and Engineering at MSU, Texas. She received her bachelor's degree from MSU and her master's degree from the University of North Texas. Her research area was polymers, but she was already interested in chemical education as a focus for her career. Her techniques to reach first-year students include implementation of current pedagogical methods, first-year chemistry program analysis, and advisement, service learning through community engagement, and exposing students to PhD and master's degree level alumni through mentorship and speaker series. Professor Fulton's love and enthusiasm for introducing others to chemistry has also led to community involvement, such as camps for rural and underrepresented groups, K-12 magic shows, and science fair leadership. A past recipient of the Faculty Award from student government, her passion and priority has always been for our students. Although it is a tremendous honor to be chosen for an award by her peers, the recognition from students and letters of thanks are also among her greatest accomplishments. Candace is joined today by her mother, Deborah Sharp, her husband, Greg Fulton, daughter, Alex Fulton, son, Eric Fulton, and son, John Fulton, a junior at Texas Tech University. Ladies and gentlemen, Candace Fulton, the Distinguished Teaching Award recipient for MSU. Midwestern State University's Distinguished Research Award recipient is Steve Hilton. Steve holds an MFA from Arizona State University, a master's degree in art education, and a bachelor's degree in environmental geology from Missouri State University. He is the endowed Fane Arts Professor of Ceramics in the Lamar D. Fane College of Fine Arts at MSU, Texas, where he has taught ceramics and art education since 2006. In addition to teaching, Professor Hilton's artwork has been exhibited and collected by museums, art centers, and individuals both nationally and internationally, and he has been invited to exhibit his work in more than 200 exhibitions in 20 years. He is a lifetime member of the International Academy of Ceramics, and in 2016 was named a Fellow of the National Council on Education for Ceramic Art. Professor Hilton initiated an Empty Bowls event at MSU Texas in Wichita Falls that has raised more than $800,000 in the last 11 years for those who are food insecure in this community. He has also mentored 10 resident artists at MSU Texas who have gone on to full-time teaching positions. Steve is joined today by his wife Alyssa and his son Wes. So, Professor Hilton.
Professor Fulton and Professor Hilton, on behalf of the board, we also offer our congratulations. You bring great honor to this institution, to this system, but more importantly, I think you bring a distinguished look to your family and to those that you care deeply about, and because of your good work, things will be better. We thank you and we congratulate you. Now we will continue with introductions and recognitions from Chancellor Mitchell, President Hawkins, President Haney, President Skuvenek, President Lang, and President Rice Spearman. Will you please present your introductions and recognitions?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As this is our first regularly scheduled board meeting here at MSU Texas since the university joined our system, I want to take a moment to recognize some of our people here in Wichita Falls as well as at MSU Texas. First, we'll start with Regent Shelley Sweat. Long before she joined our system, Regent Sweat was already building a legacy of servant leadership here at MSU Texas, in the Wichita Falls community, and across the state. In addition to more than 3 decades in public education, this is her 3rd Regent appointment, following service both on the MSU Texas Board of Regents as well as the Texas Women's Board of Regents. She's also the president and CEO of the Pretty Foundation and past president of the foundation's Board of Trustees. This foundation, as you know, is dedicated to supporting programs in human services, education, the arts, and health, and has had a positive impact on countless communities across North Texas and Southern Oklahoma. Regent Sweat is an incredible representative of the Texas Tech University system, and we are thankful for her leadership and service on our board. Next, I'd like to thank President Stacey Haney and her team here at MSU Texas for hosting us this week in Wichita Falls. President Haney's done a phenomenal job leading the university since she was appointed in July. I want to commend her and her team on an excellent job this week and thank them for their collaboration with our other executive leadership teams to make sure the meeting and all of the related events went as smoothly as possible. Being back here on campus, I'd be remiss if I didn't recognize a critical member of President Haney's leadership team, Dr. Keith Lamb. Dr. Lamb has had a significant tenure here on campus and has served in numerous leadership positions, including as interim president last year. He was instrumental to the transition as we welcomed President Haney back home to MSU Texas last summer. Keith, I want to thank you for all that you do for MSU Texas and the Texas Tech system. I would also like to thank our roadshow team, Mr. Kano McQuinney and Christina Martinez in the Board of Regents office, Julie Doss and her team in the System Relations office, and our incredible IT and AV folks for making this meeting a huge success. Next, I'd like to recognize our local legislative delegation. State Senator Drew Springer could not be here. State Senator Charles Perry was here yesterday for the groundbreaking, and I don't think Charles is still here, is he? And then nationally, we have U.S. Senators John Cornyn and Ted Cruz, as well as Congressman Ronnie Jackson, who have staffers that have represented them in their place. Here with us, we do have Representative James Frank. And as I was mentioning yesterday at the Bowling Hall groundbreaking ceremony, Representative Frank and I were on the phone back and forth at crazy hours trying to make sure that the funding for Bowling Hall remained in the final budget as it was moving through the conference committee. He was remarkably helpful. He was always willing to get out there at times when things were looking dicey, and as a consequence, we had a remarkable groundbreaking ceremony yesterday, and Bowling Hall is going to get the facelift that is long overdue. So I would ask that if he would, Representative Frank come up and say a few words to us. Representative Frank.
Emphasis on the few words. Thank you all very much. And I want to thank you for a couple things. Thanks for coming to Wichita Falls. It is not lost on us. It's a lot of extra effort for y'all, and I really appreciate it. It makes us just very, very excited, even more excited to be a part of Texas Tech system. I want to thank you also for what you do. I've been around West Texas, and y'all are important not just in Wichita Falls and Lubbock. Really, what you do as Regents is really critical for the entire West Texas region. And so thank you, and really wish you tons of luck as you continue in that. I said something yesterday that I wanted to unpack a little bit. I said I've never been more excited and more confident in the leadership of this university. And I wanted to say why, because it's not just a throwaway line. I truly believe it. We've wanted to grow, but wanting to grow is not enough. What y'all have done and what President Haney is doing, there's actually a plan to grow, which is great. And I know that's continue being worked on, but it is something we want very much for our university and for the city. But there's a plan to grow. It's not enough to just have a plan. There is a commitment to grow. There's a commitment from the chancellor and from the president and from the regents to grow, and that's important. And also, maybe the most important, there are the resources. There's the talent within the system. There is money from the legislature to grow. And so I am very excited. And I want to say the last thing, and I will keep it brief. One of the other things that I'm most excited about is President Haney. Midwestern has always been welcoming for the community to come in to it, and she is certainly that. But one thing she has done, hitting the ground running, is she is out in the community. She's on a first-name basis with everybody at Shepherd because we have thousands of people coming in there, and she's trying to figure out how we can use Midwestern to reach out to that base. She is at the school district trying to figure that out. She is working with the economic development people. Not sure whether that helps or not, but trying to make sure whether Midwestern, but it will help, right? Seeing where Midwestern can help in the growth of this region, and that's exactly what she's supposed to do in addition to all the other stuff. And so I just want to thank y'all for what you do. It is tremendously important, and thank y'all for being here. It makes us feel important, so thanks.
Thank you, Representative Frank. Next, I'd like to take a moment to recognize somebody in our system administration, and that's Mr. Keith Hallman. You may remember we introduced Keith at our May 2023 board meeting. Keith started March 1st as our Associate Vice Chancellor and Chief Information Officer. He collaborates closely with leadership across the system all the component institutions and leads enterprise services and communication services, information systems, and technology operations and system management. He's also the interim chief information officer for the Texas Tech University, where he works to advance the university's IT strategies and support its academic and administrative needs. In January of this year, Governor Greg Abbott appointed Keith to the board of the Department of Information Resources. That is the group at the state level that helps to manage and oversee all of what we do around the state in information services. The DIR is the official technology agency for the state of Texas and delivers technological solutions to state and local government communities. In this role, Keith will help coordinate, monitor, and direct information resources management within the state government. Keith, who earned his bachelor's and master's degrees in information systems from the Rawls College of Business, brings almost 3 decades of experience to the role, and we look forward to seeing the impact he will have in this year-long appointment. Congratulations, Keith. And finally, I would like to introduce and recognize a group of people who are here today representing the Three Rivers Foundation for the Arts and Sciences. Please stand when I call your name. We have Executive Director Becky Barker. We have Attorney Don Ross Malone and his much better half, his wife Cheryl. Please stand to be recognized. Earlier this week, we announced a first-of-its-kind major land gift to the Texas Tech University system from the Three Rivers Foundation and Dr. Fred Kaw, a founding member of the foundation, as well as an alumnus of the Texas Tech University Health Sciences Center School of Medicine. This incredible gift expands the TTU system footprint further into rural Texas and will allow us to discover even more ways to serve the surrounding area and beyond through lifelong learning and innovations in STEM, the arts, health sciences, and more. The property encompasses 6,000 acres near Crowell, Texas, about an hour and a half west of Wichita Falls, and includes the Comanche Springs Astronomy Campus and facilities. As a system asset, it will serve as a resource for each of our 5 universities, as well as the Texas Tech University System Administration, and will offer many new collaborative opportunities for education and research. Ultimately, we hope to honor and build upon the legacy the Three Rivers Foundation has created through its works at the Comanche Springs Astronomy Campus. This gift is the result of several months of efforts by numerous leaders within the Texas Tech System Administration, the Texas Tech Foundation Board of Directors, and our Board of Regents. I want to thank all of you for your support, guidance, and leadership. I also want to express my deepest gratitude to Dr. Kaw, Becky, the Malones, and their entire team at the Three Rivers Foundation for their incredible generosity. Before we hear from the folks at the podium, we want to share this brief video of the Three Rivers property. I'd like to ask Don Ross if they could come up and say a word for us.
Chancellor Mitchell, President and Board of Regents, thank you for the honor of being here to visit with y'all a bit today and help us celebrate the new partnership between Three Rivers and the system. I want to thank you for helping us accomplish something. And I want to tell you, I have enjoyed working with your staff, Patrick, Nathan, and Terrelyn. I say enjoyed that, and you don't ever think for a minute that they're not zealous advocates for your position. So I'd say they enjoyed working with them, but they weren't easy. So. But we've been pushing this rope for 10 months. But you have helped us accomplish something that this area, not Wichita Falls, the rest of here has been trying to do for years. As an undergraduate at UT, I studied in the tower. which is library and the stacks. And at that time, I ran across a study written in 1910 about the feasibility of locating Texas Tech University in Vernon. There was a similar study about locating it in Quanah. So people have been trying to get Texas Tech to this area for years, and we did it. and we did it. Three Rivers started out pretty, I don't know brevities in my lexicon necessarily, but Three Rivers started out as very humble. I was telling Chancellor Mitchell this morning, I discovered that its 501c3 application was done in longhand by a retired guy who worked at the filling station. Instead, it morphed into, with the largesse of Dr. Call, into 6,000 acres of pristine land with archaeological artifacts and really flora and fauna abound. But it grew into the largest private collection of telescopes and astronomy equipment in the country. So I think it'd be a boon to your system and to your students and to the area. Despite its humble beginnings, it has had a really pretty distinguished history, thanks to Becky and our board of directors and to Dr. Kaw and his generous contribution. I think it'd be a boon to the cultural, economic, and scientific development of this area, and I can't wait to see what you do with it, because it's going to be really interesting to see. Your sometimes spokesman and our mutual friend Wyman Menzer refers to this as the big empty. Well, in the lexicon of the area, it might not be, it ain't gonna be quite so empty anymore. So thank you very much for the opportunity to be here, and we're a pleasure to work with you, and I can't wait to see what you do with it.
Thank you all. It is a pleasure and it is a privilege to be here today. As we began to look at how we could achieve sustainability and longevity for 3RF, Texas Tech became the place that we looked to first. We believe that in our area, you know us. We have a basis and a foundation together. Geographically, within the system, we believe that this was absolutely the best move that we could make. We thank you from everyone. From the first visits, everyone was so welcoming. They were so pleasant to work with. And very quickly, we saw that we had a common goal. For us, it is a way for us to move forward in continuing Dr. Call's vision and continuing in some ways the mission of Three Rivers Foundation. I'm grateful for that, and we appreciate your help in making that happen. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, that concludes my remarks.
Before we move on, is Don Ross West Texas, Northwest Texas, or what? Okay, he you know, I was talking to him this morning. I didn't realize this, but he's going to have to leave here in a minute. He's on the next Yellowstone episode. Thank you, President Hawkins. Yes, sir.
Yes, Mr. Chairman and the Board of Regents, I'd like to introduce one individual who's not able to be here, but we want to let you know who he is. Mr. Rosendo Ramos is a music educator who currently resides and teaches mariachi music throughout San Angelo, Texas. He was raised in San Angelo and participated in music programs in the San Angelo Independent School District. And after graduating high school in 2006, he attended Angelo State and participated in ensembles which included wind ensemble, jazz band, brass choir, pep band, marching band, and mariachi ensemble. Rosendo graduated with a bachelor's degree in music education in 2011 and a master's from Texas Tech University in 2023. In his 11 years at San Angelo Independent School District, Rosendo has directed award-winning band and orchestra programs and has taken the Lakeview High School Mariachi to the UIL Mariachi State Festival 8 years in a row. His students have been awarded Outstanding Performer Awards at this festival and have received sweepstakes awards at the UIL State Festival. The mariachi program at Lincoln Middle School and Lakeview High School continue to grow with enrollment surpassing 200 students. Rosendo inaugurated Angelo State University's first mariachi ensemble, Mariachi Los Pastores, in 2023, and they had their latest performance this past Saturday before a packed audience in the C.J. Davidson Center. Rosendo aims to inspire students by opening their eyes to one of Mexico's most beautiful art forms, mariachi music. He also wishes to enlighten the community on the importance of the arts and education. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Rosendo Ramos, Director of ASU's Mariachi Los Pastores. Thank you.
President Haney.
Yes, so first, it is my pleasure to introduce Rich Renner. Rich, if you will stand. So Rich became MSU's head football coach in January. Now, Rich has been with the Mustangs since 2006, serving as defensive coordinator since 2008. And while at MSU, Coach Renner has mentored 7 defensive All-Americans, 23 All-Region selections, and 23 All-Lone Star Conference first-team performers. Rich is a native of Cincinnati, Ohio, and earned a bachelor's and master's degree at the University of Louisville. And Rich has hit the ground running, signing 40 student athletes, including 5 players from local high schools, and we were talking this morning, still at it. Rich and his wife Jennifer are the proud parents of a 15-year-old daughter Addison and 12-year-old son Grant. We are thrilled to introduce Rich as our new head coach. Next, I'm pleased to introduce Bernita Jackson. Bernita is in her first season as our head women's basketball coach. She came to MSU from Texas Wesleyan, where she inherited a 1-win team, turned them around, and reached the NAIA National Round of 16 in her second year. Bernita has a penchant for building student athletes into winners, and we are thrilled to have her here both on and off the court. In her first season at the helm, the Mustangs improved 6 places over last year in the Lone Star Conference and doubled their wins in league play. She earned a bachelor's degree in business management from Southeastern Louisiana and a master's in coaching and athletic administration from Concordia Irvine. She has been a proven winner at each step of her coaching career, and we are excited about our future together here at MSU. Bernita and her husband Kevin, who is also the team's assistant coach, are the proud parents of one daughter, Kylie. Next, because we have the privilege of having and hosting here this meeting, I want to take a moment to recognize our governance leaders here at MSU. It has been such a pleasure getting to partner with our leaders in our faculty senate, our staff senate, and our student government association. And I am so grateful for the commitment of these individuals to our university, and it is a privilege to partner with them and the groups they represent to move MSU forward. And first, I want to mention Dr. Karen Moriarty. Dr. Moriarty. So Dr. Moriarty is chair of the Faculty Senate, and she is an associate professor of nursing as well as a family nurse practitioner. And I have had the privilege of working with and partnering with many faculty senate chairs, and Karen is by far the best I've ever had the privilege of working with. And I say that not just because she can bake an incredible ginger snap cookie. She has truly been an amazing partner as we have worked very hard to be moving this institution forward, and I'm thrilled to be able to partner with Dr. Moriarty. So Karen, thank you. And next, Ashley Hurst, who is chair of, is Ashley able to be here? Well, Ashley hasn't been able to be here, but is not able to be here today, but I do want to just recognize her. She's the chair of our staff senate, and she is also the director of our tutoring and academic support programs and a two-time graduate of MSU. And she has been such a diligent leader on behalf of our staff, and especially has worked hard to ensure we are recognizing their talents and bringing that to the attention of our campus. And lastly, and certainly most critically, Zetta Kennedy, who is our student government president, and you will hear Zetta. Many of you know and recognize Zetta. She is our student government president. You'll hear from her shortly. And she will graduate in spring. It's the sad thing about what we do. You get to know and love them, and then they graduate and go on, and we know Zetta will be doing amazing things. She also is with us, with her Joey and Vincent. A wave and a shout out. There you go. And we are, again, so very fortunate to have such incredible talent in the leadership across this campus, and it is such a privilege and a joy for me to be able to partner alongside them each and every day. So thank you to each and every one of them. And that concludes my introductions.
Thank you. President Skubinek.
Mr. Chairman, I have one recognition this morning, and that is of Red Raider and Navy SEAL Nathan Gage Ingram, and I'm waiting for his portrait to be displayed. A military service is a special calling that countless Red Raiders have answered. Gage Ingram joins the list of those who gave their life while serving our country. Gage graduated from Texas Tech in 2019, earning his bachelor's degree in kinesiology and later enlisting in the U.S. Navy. He was part of the elite Navy SEAL Team 3 as a Navy Special Warfare Operator Second Class. In January, Gage was considered lost at sea following a mission in the northern Indian Ocean to recover weapons of destruction and stop attacks threatening global trade. While in the Navy, Gage earned several awards and decorations, including the Good Conduct Medal, the National Defense Service Medal, the Global War on Terrorism Expeditionary Medal, the Global War on Terrorism Service Medal, and other personal and unit awards. On Sunday, February the 11th, we had a beautiful service on our campus in Lubbock to recognize Gage, and I know many who are in this room today attended that service, where it was obvious that Gage had left an indelible mark on the Texas Tech family. He was a beloved husband, son, brother, and friend, and we are proud that such a remarkable young man was a Red Raider. He represented the highest standards of courage and selflessness, protecting and defending our country. Last night, Mr. Chet Ingram, Gage's father, sent me a text informing me that there would be a service for Gage in San Diego on Wednesday, April the 17th in Rosencrantz National Cemetery. And when I responded to Chet that I would be there, he wanted me to convey to each of you that it would be delighted if any of you could also attend. And so if any members would like to attend that service, my office will help to coordinate that travel. But today, as Gage's family and friends watch the live stream from around the country this morning, would you please join me in paying tribute to Gage? Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Just a brief word. Clay and I and others in this room were blessed, is the way I would term it, to be able to be a part of that memorial service. It was moving in so many ways and on so many different levels, and it made you proud to see the connectivity between a family and a student of Texas Tech and their deep affection for this institution. this young man exemplifies in so many ways what we are about, and it was manifest in that ceremony. Chancellor Mitchell, you want to say a word or two? You participated and had read this most moving poem at it that was profound and so meaningful, but say a word or two.
There's nothing I could add. That would do this young man justice. It was remarkable.
You left there different than you went in, that ceremony, that service. Clay, a word or two from you?
Yeah, I can't.
It's just, it made you proud to be a part of this family, and as members of the Tech family, as we are spread, there's a connectivity there and a affection and respect that transcends anything I've ever seen in my life. And so this exemplified that, and while we mourn the loss, we are also encouraged and inspired by the life. And anyway, we honor the family and Nathan Gage Ingram today. Thank you, Dr. Skubinek. President Lane.
I have no recognitions. Dr. Spearman.
President Ross Spearman.
Good morning. Hello, I'm honored today to acknowledge the remarkable contributions to the School of Nursing made by our fourth dean, Dr. Michael Evans, who retired on November the 6th, 2023, after almost 12 years in service to the Texas Tech University Health Sciences Center. Dr. Evans, at the last minute, was unable to attend today, so we will be honoring him at the May BOR. But I'm very excited to introduce his successor, Dr. Holly Way, who joined our Health Sciences Center on January 2nd, 2024. Holly, there she is. She is our fifth dean, and she formerly served as the interim executive associate dean and chief nursing administrator at East Tennessee State University College of Nursing, with a concurrent appointment at the nursing school as the associate dean for research and scholarship. Dr. Way is a fellow of the American Academy of Nursing and serves on the advisory and editorial boards of 3 professional journals: Advances in Nursing Sciences, International Journal for Human Caring, and International Journal of Nursing Sciences. She also serves on numerous national and international committees. She led a task force on addressing the higher education demographic cliff 2025 and led the preparation of 2 Commission on Collegiate Nursing Education accreditation visits. Holly received her PhD in nursing from the University of North Carolina School of Nursing at Chapel Hill, and her research focuses on organizational caring culture, leadership development, health promotion across the lifespan, and epigenetic biomarkers. Holly has over 70 professional publications, delivered over 100 presentations, and has influenced nurses across the globe. Her edited textbook, Visionary Leadership in Healthcare, was awarded the 2022 American Journal of Nursing Book of the Year and first place in Nursing Management Leadership. Many universities have adopted the book for their leadership courses. Additionally, she has received numerous awards, including the International Association for Human Caring Langer Caring Culture Award, the East Carolina University Board of Governors Distinguished Professor, Daisy Extraordinary Faculty, Outstanding Research Scholar and Scholar Teacher Award, the North Carolina Nurses Association Nurse Educator of the Year, and the Creighton University College of Nursing 2023 Distinguished Leadership Scholar. The School of Nursing is an integral part of our university's mission, and I'm confident that Dr. Way will excel in leading our school to fulfill its purpose. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Way. In closing, I would like to acknowledge the service and leadership of Cole Johnson, JD. Cole is a graduate of our own School of Law, and he has served in the role of Executive Chief of Staff for the Health Sciences Center. Cole will be moving to the system into the Office of Government Relations, where I'm sure he will continue to move forward the mission of our Health Sciences Center in our system. Taking his place will be Ashley Ham, our Vice President for External Affairs, who will be stepping into the role of Executive Chief of Staff. I think all of us presidents can very much affirm what a critical role that is for our universities and our success as leaders. Please join me in acknowledging both of these outstanding leaders. And in closing, I'd like to thank President Haney. President Haney, thank you for sharing your story with us, opening your home to us, and what a great meeting we've had today. Thank you.
Thank you again for these introductions and recognitions. It's always just such an inspiration and encouragement to be able to see the levels of achievement and accomplishment and commitment that exist in this system. And I think I speak for the board when I say how proud we are of our opportunities to be a part of this, but also to be in relationship with such people of high calling and high character. The board will continue in open session and meet as a committee of the whole and meeting of the board. First off, is there a motion to approve the minutes of the board meeting held on November 16th and 17th of 2023?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Thank you. The motion passes. We will now consider items as a committee of the whole, and I would ask the Vice Chairwoman, Ginger Carrick Davis, to preside over the committee of the whole.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The first item is consideration of the consent agenda. Items A through P is listed on pages 1 through 32 of the agenda book, and the information agenda as listed on pages 33 through 39. Is there any discussion of the items in either the consent or the information agendas? As a reminder, if there is an item that you would like discussed in further detail or voted on separately from the consent agenda, you may request that it be moved to the committee of the whole agenda. All right, hearing no discussion, Mr. Chairman, I move that the board approve the consent agenda and acknowledge its review of the information agenda.
I'll second.
Thank you. Thank you, Cody. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Thank you. The motion passes. Carrick Davis.
Mr. Chairman, this concludes the items to be considered by the committee of the whole at this time.
Thank you. Mr. Kano, please present the schedule of upcoming board meetings, please, sir.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. As noted, the next meeting is going to be on May 9th. We'll be back in Lubbock. Just for the calendar updates, that meeting has been moved to a one-day meeting, so we'll be meeting only on that Thursday, which means we'll have a long day, but it will be a one-day meeting in May. Our next meeting, it will be August 8th through 9th, once again in Lubbock, and then we'll wrap up the year November 14th and 15th, finally in Lubbock as well.
Thank you. Thank you, Kano. Now we'll hear from our student government presidents. Cam Weezy, would you like to present the SGA report for Angelo State University? Please come forward.
Good morning, everyone. It is a pleasure and a privilege to stand in front of you all today and present about Angelo State Student Government's state of affairs for our spring semester. So the first thing that I would like to discuss with you all today is our RAM Family Student Scholarship. To give you all some context, the RAM Family Student Scholarship was created by our Student Government Association in 2016. And the purpose of this was to provide further financial aid by students for students. Since the creation of the RAM Family Student Scholarship in 2016, our Student Government Association has partnered with our Development Office to further ensure the success of the RAM Family Student Scholarship. To give further context, for our first campaign in 2016, we were able to raise around $1,600 for this RAM Family Student Scholarship. Whereas compared to November of 2023, we were able to raise over $10,000 for our RAM Family Student Scholarship in the form of gifts and donations by students, faculty, staff, and by alumni and donors for the university. Since 2016, we've been able to give out 11 scholarships in the form of that has accumulated to around $10,500. So we've been able to provide 11 students with this RAM Family Student Scholarship. Again, to give further context, our endowment status for the RAM Family Student Scholarship, its corpus is around $60,000. So that way we will be well endowed to provide further scholarships for students. For our Christmas tree lighting, which is our largest fundraising opportunity for the RAM Family Student Scholarship, coincidentally, it is also on Giving Tuesday. So this has become a large-scale university event in which the San Angelo community also participates. As you can see on the various photos on my presentation today, we have several Angeles State University students enjoying the festivities, as well as student organizations such as the Mariachi Los Pastores group that President Hawkins mentioned earlier to be able to provide for this event. Up next, I would like to discuss with you all campus safety and SGA's annual night walk on our campus. Our Student Government Association, in collaboration with our Director of Risk and Emergency Management, Sam Spooner, our university senators, we typically walk across campus. We note areas of high risk and/or areas that need improved lighting, and we collaborate with Sam Spooner on making these improvements for our campus. To further our campus and community involvement, the first thing that I would like to talk with you all about today is our revived Registered Student Organization Roundtable. For the rest of this presentation, Registered Student Organization will be abbreviated to RSO. The purpose of this RSO is to have student leaders on our campus network and to have hearty and healthy conversations about student issues on our campus, such as retention, attrition, and recruitment for these student organizations to better improve campus life. Our next RSO roundtable, which was in January, our next RSO roundtable, which will be in April, in which we will be having a transitional leadership meeting to be able to have our next student leaders on campus get ready for their roles. Up next, I would like to talk about a local high school leadership workshop in which our Student Government Association will be partnering with a local high school. And so we will be partnering with this local high school as they have just now created their own student council. And so we will be helping them train them in the ways of parliamentary procedure, how to work with their faculty, and how to better provide for their local students. A project that I'm also thrilled to announce is a mental health event in which a keynote speaker will be coming to Angeles State University, and it will be a multi-department event that I have spearheaded this semester, which I'm pleased to announce. And so we will be able, this speaker, as well as these various departments, will be providing mental health resources for our students as well within the San Angelo community. Also, I would like to talk about a Spring Scholarship Donor Appreciation Dinner, in which our Student Government Association will be partnering with our development office yet again to be able to have donors really see what the impact they have on students' lives is. Up next, I would like to talk about the Rammies, which is the annual award show that our Student Government Association hosts every year. This year will be our 32nd annual Rammies, which is a play on the Grammys. The functionality and purpose is that it is a student and student organization recognition program in which we are able to give awards recognizing students and faculty and staff for their service for ASU. This is also where we give out said Ram Family Student Scholarship, and as you can see in the image, we have 2 students receiving their own Ram Family Student Scholarship by our Student Government Association. As always, ASU is a values-based culture, and our Student Government Association really uses our university core values to guide our decision-making and to really guide our actions. Are there any questions for me today?
I don't have a question, but I believe today's your last meeting, so I just wanted to tell you thank you for your service to Angelo State and to the tech system.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cam.
Thank you.
Next, we'll hear from Zada Kennedy to present the SGA report for Midwestern State University.
While they're getting the slides up, I want to say good morning. I'm so glad to welcome y'all to our campus, most of all my hometown. I have to say one of my favorite things, I think, this is my 4th year in student government. So I spent 1 year in student government where we were not in the tech system. And I think one of my favorite things of us joining the tech system is the connections that we get to make with the student governments across all campuses. And so I'll say it has been well represented. Me, Cheyenne, and Joel got to go to trivia last night. We got 3rd place. So I say go us, but those connections that we forge between each other, I really say are invaluable. And I'm just so excited to get them to show them around Wichita Falls and MSU. So Okay, so first up, a few things that we've been working on is outreach to our student organizations. So we have been working between me, Joey, and Vincent on attending meetings from every student organization on campus and really getting to hear how SGA can better support them, what are things that they see as MSU's strengths and weaknesses, and really getting just to hear from them, which has been very, very beneficial in our own initiatives. Next up, we did get to host a Senate District 30 candidate forum. So 6 of the 7 candidates running for Texas State Senate District 30 participated. There were more than 150 students and community members in attendance. It was a great event, and our Senator Drew Springer also spoke. Next is one of my favorite events. This is our second annual SGA Junior event that we are having in April of this year. So this is an event where we invite local 3rd through 5th graders to come and really develop their own leadership skills, start learning how they can make a difference. In this, though, they get a tour of MSU. And so last year, one of the things that really made us want to continue this event is as we were doing a tour of campus, our fantastic faculty in our health sciences building, Centennial, they took a few of the students in and were like, hey, do y'all want to learn how to do x-rays? And got to show them all the cool things in that building. So I do say in several years, you're about to have a ton of radiology majors come in. But I think one of my favorite things coming out of that event is one of our volunteers from SGA, her little came through Big Brothers Big Sisters. And leaving that event, I think I'm very blessed, I'm sure many in this room are, that I grew up in a home where college was always a feasible option for me. And a lot of the students who partake in this event, that's not always a truth for them. But this 5th grader, she left that event asking her big, what do I need to start doing to get into MSU? Like, how does the application process work? And I said, girl, you're in 5th grade. I said, great thinking of that. But it really starts putting that thought in their head that they can do this. That's one of our main themes that we put through this, is that we are all here, and we want them to succeed, and we know that they can get here, and we hope them to be future Mustangs. Up next, a few events that we are hosting to engage our student body. So just recently, we were at Mardi Gras, and we provided our MSU-themed mocktails. Feel free to stop by the SGA office if you want a sample. Then upcoming, we have our Worldwide Week of Sports. We are partnering with our Global Education Office to host a movie night and a tailgate event for the, I'm expecting a great soccer game between our Caribbean Student Organization and the Latin American Student Organization. And then lastly, we have our DSS Luncheon, which is another good event where students who are utilizing our DSS services get a free lunch, but moreover, they get to better connect with the staff. We invite just university faculty and staff to come in and hear more about the experience of disabled students on our campus. Lastly, just a few other things I'd like to note is we did have our campus visit from Steely. I'm sure all of y'all know this, but she is fantastic. I had such great feedback from our student leaders. I got to hear from her, and she got to hear from them. And they really they really enjoyed that event, and really enjoyed that Steely took the time out of her day to come and visit with them. Next up, we had a blood drive with American Red Cross. We got over 50 units of blood donated by students that day. And one thing I think that helped with that is donors did receive a $20 Amazon gift card, but I'm sure Saving Lives was in there too. And then last, we have our SGA elections coming up. As Dr. Haney said earlier, I am graduating, so that we'll see who is stepping into my place next. So, okay, are there any questions? Thank you.
Also, thank you for your service to MSU and to the tech system.
Next, we'll hear from Joel Rivero, president of the Texas Tech University SGA, to give a report. Joel, welcome.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Chairman Griffin and members of the board, for affording me the opportunity to give you all a report on Texas Tech Student Government Association and the student body as a whole. So today I'll just start off with a couple of updates from our initiatives this past semester and just some ongoing initiatives we currently have. So to start off, within our development weeks that we were having all year round, we had SGA Week, which was an effort to increase transparency and have more one-on-one conversations with our student body. So some of that programming included SGA meet and greet / coffee break, come complain to SGA, which essentially is just a tabling event where we allowed students to come talk to us and hear from them about what truly they care for. And then we had a student-owned small business fair a Pet a Pup with FYE, which was our first year engagement. We had a breakfast petition auction, which we actually had student regent Steely Smith there. And that was just a way for students to really also, again, express their opinion on different initiatives that our Student Senate has been working on. We also had a Pizza with the President pass out, which students really enjoyed. They all came in to get pizza and just had a conversation with us. And then lastly, we had our SGA alumni tailgate at the UCF versus Texas Tech football game. And it was great to see a lot of our past alumni and connect with them with our new SGA members. And next, we had our SGA Town Hall at the end of the semester. And I just wanted to first and foremost thank President Skuvanek for his participation in this event. I know that this was a very fruitful event, and there was a lot of fruitful conversation within that event. I have a quote here from one of the students that was in attendance saying, "I think this was our best opportunity to get answers that we've been looking for and ask the questions that we wanted to ask." And this just pertained to the legislative changes that occurred last year. And it was just a really great event. And again, I want to thank our senior leadership for having that conversation with our students to really talk with them. And then next, over a month ago, we went to Big 12 on the Hill in Washington, D.C. Kansas hosted this year, and we lobbied for an increase in mental health resources, college affordability, and federal guidelines for NIL. On the right, you're going to see a picture with Senator Ted Cruz, the Baylor student government, UT student government, and ourselves were there, and we were grateful to have just a minute of his time as he was voting. He came down from the Capitol steps to come talk to us, but overall we met with 4 Senate offices and 7 congressional offices, so it was a very busy day running around Capitol Hill with the rest of the Big 12 student governments. And just to briefly touch on our ongoing initiatives, Safe Night Out, this is something that already happened, but we're revamping it to meet the current needs of our students and update some of that language that's within that, so we're working with RISE to have this completed by the end of the semester. And then next, we have the Tech Lubbock Community Day. So this is a big scale community service day, which we're partnering with the Lubbock community to go out and send students to go volunteer. Kind of similarly to Tech to Town, although Tech to Town was moved to the fall. So we're hoping that this can kind of supplement that for this semester and really give back to the Lubbock community because it gives so much to us. And we're actually hoping to have a concert that night as well. We're hoping to get Josh Abbott out there for our students that volunteer to allow them the opportunity to go and have a free concert. And also in line with our development weeks, Green Week, Texas Tech does a really great job at advocating for sustainability, and we also want to make sure that our students are also taking part in that and that we educate them on how to be sustainable more on campus. So that's going to be the week of Arbor Day. So we're planning that right now, and we're hoping to really have a great week with that. And then next, we have the Eyes on the Horizon Graduate Walk. So as y'all know, this is an event that happened last year, and we're hoping to keep this tradition going. I know that I'm graduating this May, so it'll be bittersweet taking that last stroll down memory lane from the Dairy Barn to Urbanovsky. We're super excited about that and can't wait to get that going. And then this next initiative is something that has started fairly recently. We're just, again, this is going to be in the beginning stages of it. We're having the conversations currently about bilingual wayfinding signages for our students and visitors that don't really understand English sometimes. I know that my parents struggle with understanding English, so just encouraging some signage, directional signage for them to be able to get around campus, I think would really help with our recruitment as well. And lastly, with our overall student well-being, we're currently in the process of partnering with our Beyond OK campaign, and we're shooting a video with a lot of different student leaders to really destigmatize the conversation about mental health and also just student overall well-being, ensuring that our students take care of themselves and prioritize themselves, especially during finals. And that's when the video will be launched. But before I open the floor for any questions, again, this was my last meeting. SJ elections are happening next week, so whoever will take my place, we will find out next week. But I just wanted to thank you all. Everybody in this room really does a great job of advocating for students. I know that my Texas Tech experience would not be the same without everyone in this room. Being an SGA has also been a transformative experience, so I just wanted to say thank you all for everything that y'all do for our students, not only in Texas Tech, but the system as well.
Thank you, Joel.
And did I have any questions or anything?
Thank you for all your hard work, Joel.
Awesome. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Joel. Next, we'll hear from Cheyenne Petty, Present the SGA report for Texas Tech University Health Sciences Center.
Hello, everyone. I hope that you've all had a wonderful time on this wonderful campus. This is my first time in Wichita Falls, and I've been very pleasantly surprised, especially with our success at trivia night. And so it's been great being here. I just want to give some quick updates on what we've been doing at the TTU HSC SGA. And so first, I'm excited to announce we have finally put a done stamp on our Senators and Subs event. This is an event that we host on every single campus in the HSC, where we give out free lunches to all of the students from all of our 30-plus programs on different events. And this wrapped up with our last event in Abilene, where I was actually able to go there on Tuesday and go back to my roots, as I did my first 2 years on our Abilene campus before transferring to our Lubbock campus. It was great to see all of our students from the School of Pharmacy, School of Nursing, as well as the Graduate School of Biomedical Sciences. So it was really great to be able to talk with them and see what's happening in our Abilene campus. Moving on to some of our other opportunities that we've been doing. In February, we had a Finding Soulmates campaign going on where people were able to donate gently used or new shoes that would be donated to Souls for Souls. This organization donates these shoes to people who have hard economic statuses or have been impacted by natural disasters. I'm proud to announce that we were able to collect over 176 pairs of shoes across all of our campuses, including some distance students sending in shoes for us to donate. Abilene alone was able to collect 60 pairs of shoes, which was incredible. All of these shoes will then be used to help people in different times. And so this just happened. Another event that we are doing right now is we are collecting funds for our different scholarships that we have going on. Last time I talked about our t-shirt fundraiser, and this time I'm talking about our virtual 5K that we are doing. As a health institution, we believe that to be moving is to be healthy. We want to encourage movement, and that's why we are encouraging everyone to sign up for our virtual 5K. You can run, walk, stroll, whatever you want to do in order to get your 5K under rounds, even if you don't have to do it at the same time. You can do that. It's a way to help raise funds for our students, as well as promote health. This will be for our Double T scholarship. Additionally, we have our Endowed Phonathon scholarship. This is from our Endowed Phonathon scholars, and we had over 500 applicants to this scholarship. We gave out $71,000 to 117 students. Our scholarship committee was hard at work over winter break reviewing all of these applications in order to give these students this financial support for them as they continue their education in the health field. Moving on to one more community engagement, we have our medication cleanouts coming out. Now, it wouldn't be one of our meetings if I didn't bring up medication cleanouts from the pharmacy major, but if you have any used or expired medications that you would like to bring, these are the 3 campuses that they will be at. You just come in on that Saturday from 10 to 2 p.m., and you can drop off your medications, and we will take care of them in an environmentally safe way. So for Lubbock, it's April 17th, and I hope to see some of our Board of Regent members or anyone in this room coming to being able to drop those medications off and help protect loved ones as well as pets and our environment. Moving on to what our legislation has been up to, we are implementing our projects, which allows for us to give certain attention to different programs or campuses that might not have as high levels of engagement with formal student bodies. So we're looking at some of our smaller organizations or programs such as the audiology clubs or our physical therapy programs, the different organizations that don't have as much level at a structured level like our school of pharmacies, our school of medicines. SGA gives them that opportunity to bring these issues to light. And so we've implemented projects. One of our successful projects was actually this shoe drive that we just put on, which is now going to be worked into legislation to become an annual event that all of our schools and all of our campuses can be a part of. We've also passed several different legislations this past year. And up next week, I'm very excited for this legislation. It's to call for support for our first generation graduate students. So these are all the students who have made it to this high level in our health institution for the first time. They don't have that parental precedent that sometimes is needed to guide them through the education system. This is a very important legislation for myself, as I'm the first one in my family to receive a doctorate. And so I think that being able to support our students during this time as they struggle with their studies and also try and figure out how to move about their lives, I think is very important. All of our legislation is posted on TTU HSC announcements so that students from every program and every campus can see what we are up to. And finally, I do have some thank yous. I would like to thank all of our executive officers. They have done great work from all of our different campuses. So I myself am now on the Dallas campus. I was on Lubbock, but I'm finishing up my last semester at Cook Children's in Fort Worth, so I'm on the Dallas campus from our School of Pharmacy. Our VP of Operations is Jesse Burnett on the Dallas campus, also in the School of Pharmacy. Our VP of Communications is David Hirth from our Physician Assistant Program in Midland. And our VP of Finance is Matej Dungankar, who is diligently finishing out his last semester from Hawaii as he finishes his Clinical Lab Sciences program. It is not fair to see his Zoom backgrounds, but they have done such great work, and this is the most diverse executive officers we've ever had for the HSC, as all of our officers are on different campuses and different programs. It's so exciting to see, and I cannot wait to see what SGA does in the upcoming years. And so with that, what questions do you have? Oh, I'm so sorry. I do have one more thank you. I do need to thank Steely Smith for helping me in my time of need this past weekend. My hotel room may have been canceled on me when I was 20 minutes outside of Wichita Falls, and Steely came to my rescue, and she was able to help me out. She's been nothing but a pleasure to work with as student regent. She truly cares about her students, about us SGA presidents, and everyone in the TTU systems. We just can't thank you enough for your support. And with that, what questions do you have?
We won't ask what went on in the hotel room. But you're very accommodating, Steely. Thank you.
Well, thank you for your service and dedication. I'd like to remind the board, it is not easy whenever you have all of your representatives on different campuses and having to manage all of that and all of the students.
Hi everyone, my name.
So, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cheyenne. Georgia Haney is the president of the Texas Tech University Health Sciences Center of El Paso. She could not be here today. However, she did send a video presentation on behalf of the SGA, TTU HSC at El Paso, so we'll view that at this time.
Hi everyone, my name is Georgia Haney. I am the Texas Tech University Health Science Center in El Paso's SGA president. I'm so sorry I'm not able to make it in person today to the meeting. I am on maternity leave. I am very excited to announce that I had my daughter, Vera, and that's why I'm not able to make it in person, but hopefully this report will be able to give a comprehensive review of everything that we've kind of had going on since we last met. In December, we had our cohort 20 graduation for our nursing school. We're very excited to see how these new students are going to be able to, new graduates are going to be able to influence healthcare in the Borderplex. We're especially proud of our VP of Student Wellness and our VP of Communications for graduating. We also hosted a day during our school's Welcome Week. We were able to provide donuts for our students so they can have a great start to the semester. We were very excited to welcome Steely to our campus to come visit. She was able to tour our really great healthcare facilities and our training labs, and along with meeting with some students. So it was really great to host Steely and show off El Paso. And we also welcomed cohort 24, 78 new students, and our two new SGA senators, Helen and Sophia. We're so excited to be able to welcome them into SGA and to welcome all of these new students onto our campus and see how they grow throughout their time in our nursing program. Our campus also hosted MedVenture for Your Future. This is where over 900 middle school students can come and learn more about the health sciences and healthcare careers. All 4 of our schools were able to provide some fun activities for them to learn more about our campus and also science and healthcare. So it was really exciting to see the future of healthcare at work. In the future, we plan on doing our SGA Executive Council elections and our end-of-year banquet along with our Office of Student Engagement. We also will be participating in our campus's Days of Service in April, and we'll be hosting Spring into Wellness events once the weather starts warming up out here. And we're also very excited to be attending joint session in Lubbock. Thank you so much for watching this. We're really excited to see how the rest of the semester goes for us as an SGA, and please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions, comments, or concerns about my presentation today. Again, I'm so sorry I wasn't able to make it in person. Have a great rest of your meeting.
Steely, any overarching comments you want to make before we move on?
To I guess just repeat what Georgia just said at the end, we are having our upcoming joint session April 13th in Lubbock at the board office. So we're really excited for that, and we've been planning it for quite a few months now. So we're kind of going to do things a little bit differently, but we're excited to see how it goes.
Thank you. Thank you for your engagement and just your cooperative spirit in everything that you do, Steely. You're just doing a fabulous job. Before we're fixing to move into executive session, but a couple of things before we do that. Number one, I neglected to mention, if you are inclined, there is a endowed scholarship that's been set up for Gage Ingram to honor him forever, frankly, for students at Texas Tech. If you are inclined to want to participate in that, I think we're close to probably $100,000 that we've raised so far. Please see Patrick or Byron, and if you are inclined to want to participate in that scholarship. Secondly, because we are going to go into executive session, we don't anticipate any motions to come out of that. I want to at least provide an opportunity for those of you, if you are ready to depart, you may do so. You need not wait on us. So without asking the president's permission, I'll give you authority to go ahead and if you want to, as we get ready to move into executive session. And finally, last but certainly not least, President Haney, thank you. For you and your staff again. It's been
And again, it was such an honor for us, but I cannot say enough about everyone on this campus, and especially our facility services, our IT, everyone who has worked so hard. When a meeting works well, there's a lot of work that was well done for the meeting. So I'm incredibly grateful.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. It's amazing, but every time we come here, something good happens, okay? And we'll attribute that to you and your team, President Haney. Thank you. Thank you so much. The board will now convene in executive session as authorized by sections 551.071 through .074 and .076 of the Texas Government Code. We are now in executive session. back in open session. There was no action items coming out of executive session. Is there anything else that needs to come before this group at this time? Hearing none, then do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
We stand adjourned.
All right.